Why, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zollin Ironshield, here on Voice of the Rings. And today, my friends, I'm going to talk to you guys about the 150 Valor boosts, alright? If you're someone who might have done it by mistake, or you're someone who got it and you want to know what you need to do, or you're someone who's starting from, scratch from low level, you're immediately max level, and you're like, what do I need to think about? All of these are going to be here for you guys. It's going to be for a refresher for people who normally would play the game, and also for brand new players and people who mistakenly clicked it and suddenly were level 150 and they didn't really want to be, and they didn't realize when they bought the expansion they had that. So the first thing I tell you is don't click it. Don't click things unless you read them a little bit. You always can hover them with your mouse with some information. That's my first suggestion. My second suggestion is you like and subscribe. Haha, you like that plug? Alright, anyway, welcome to the video, guys. So we got two. I got the this account is my other account with my alt. I only have two accounts. But I wanted to level him up, so I thought I'd make a video for you guys to show you exactly how I think through things and do things. I'm going to use the ultimate 150 level up one. There's also the regular one. I'm going to go ahead and leave that other one in my inventory for later. But if you hover it, you can see this one says ultimate 150 level up package. Cannot be destroyed, and it says maximum, requires novice, 1 second, maximum level 150, contains everything you need to instantly become level 150, and then some. Alright, so now one thing I'm going to talk about too here is both of them contain stuff that you need to help you level up. So, but I will talk about it where you'd get stuff if you weren't able to. Okay, I'll try to make this video as quick as I can, but I also don't want to talk so fast that people are like, I can't understand. So we'll keep it at a reasonable pace here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put this one back in my storage for later, and we're going to go ahead and open this one up. So now, the trick is, if you're someone who just leveled yourself up, alright, and you're like, oh no, I didn't really want to level up, that is a hard thing, right? Now, granted, you could hold on to your level 150, and you could go make another character and level up. I do highly recommend to all Lord of the Rings Online players that you at least level one character from 1 to 150, because part of this game that's so fun is the adventure and the storytelling. And I know some of you are like, well, Zollin, I get that from your Voice of the Rings voiceover series. Oh, well, thank you. But I still think it's good for you to experience it yourself. It's really, really a fun game. Tolkien's world is one of the best ever, and the Standing Stones team does a great job of respecting Tolkien's lore. Okay, it's a really fun game, fun world. But the end game is also fun. So I can understand, having a Valor boost for your second character that you want to just have a different class to play end game. Okay. So anyway, what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and start here. I'm going to click this. Level 150 boost. Alright, so it's going to open it up. Boom. We got a couple different things. This is the level up. Alright, so I'm 130 right now. You can see at the bottom my bar. I'm not even barely into 130. I'm 131. And I've got a couple things. It says minimum level for these other ones is level 150. And they also give you the passive writing skill. Now, my accounts both automatically get it, but this particular item is shared. So you could put this in your shared storage if your character already has the basic writing skill and you'd like to give it to one of your alts. Alright? Or alternate characters. Sometimes we call those tunes in Lord of the Rings Online. Just a little side note. Well, let's go ahead and just right click here. We also have another one, the ultimate 150 level up for virtue. But let's get to that in a second. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hit the level up button. Alright? So, oh, here we go. This item brings you instantly to level 150. When used, you'll receive the Seeker of Deep Places, which is a deed you have to finish for the Moria area. War Steed Riding. War Steed, which means you don't have to go to Rohan and do all those quests to get your War Steed. And the Valor Instance and Skirmish Access. Alright, which is two different areas, again, that gave you some bonus things. Alright, for doing instances and skirmishes. Basically, they catch you up on all the stuff that you would have to go and do as you leveled up slowly. Alright, normal things, progression through the game. They make sure you don't have to go back and do that, which is really nice. So here we go. Ready? 3, 2, 1, level up! Boom! There it is, the beautiful tree of Gondor. Instantly level 150. Fancy. Alright, so again, legendary item reward track. It just brought that up for me, and it's giving me a bunch of... That's okay, we're not going to worry about those right now. We have a bunch of things that came in our mail here. We have deeds that we completed. It automatically, again, did Secret Deep Places. It's telling me we have the new skirmishes. Awesome. Great. Wonderful. We're good there. So now we have a couple other things. You have the War Steed, all right? Now, again, right here, it's actually telling me, this is bound to Zollin, and it says this skill is already trained. I'm not quite sure why it gave it to me when it automatically trains it, but... Oh, you know why? I know why. Because Zollin already had a War Steed. That's why. So, you know, if you do, and it's bound to your character, and you're sure, make sure you're sure that it says right there right at the top, this skill has already been learned. You could drag and drop this off and delete it. Okay, but please be really careful doing that, guys. Like, because you'll have to put a ticket in with the devs if you do something wrong and all that stuff. The Skull Key is access to the Barrow Down's Great Barrow. Normally you would earn, they just threw it in there to kind of help you, so just right-click it. It'll go into your wallet for all your characters. Or actually, I think it's just this character, but yeah, keep that in mind. Now let's talk about, at this point, we're level 150, but our gear is horrible, and our virtues aren't good. And we should have more traits now, though. We do. We have some more trait points. So we could put more points into things. I'm going to do some random points here. All right. There we go. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up the 1 level 50 armor pack. Now, I recommend to you guys, if you use the other one, I believe it also gives the armor pack, so I don't think you have to worry about that. But if you did, by the way, I will have a guide video talking about the basics of kind of getting to endgame with leveling. I'm going to do a real quick one talking about all the basic things you kind of need to know progression-wise. I'll have that out soon. So like and subscribe if you would. That'd be great. All right, here we go. Boop. So there we go. Got a bunch of gear. So this is all gear. Now when you open it on that character, it will be the correct type of gear. As you can see, it's medium level gear. And it says, so it's perfect. Medium, it's got agility, crit. It's made for a hunter. So let me show you my actual armor that I'm wearing. And now we're going to go ahead and replace it with the new gear. Now keep in mind, when you are replacing the gear with the rings tend to like to just replace the top ring. Alright? And it's something that I wish they would fix, but it's a mechanic. It's not really broken. It's just you have to drag and drop in the other slot for the other ring. So just make sure you have it should be 508 level for the level up gear, and it will say level up ring or whatever. So make sure you have the right one. Same things with the bracers. You're going to have to drag and drop the other bracer, all right, the lower one, just a thing, and the earrings. All right, so just keep that in mind. All right, there we go. And now if I look through, I'm at the 508 level up. You can double check yourself. Make sure everything is there. And now, look, I'm looking pretty good with my HP up there. Pretty decent stats. This can get you started into the end game stuff. All right, like doing delvings. This will help you start doing delvings, things like that, through the missions. Delvings is a system through missions. I'm going to make you guys a guide video on that later with more details because I think that's important. I have a couple things covering those already. And maybe if you're watching this in 2 weeks, I'll already have it out. So keep it in mind. So now with those out of the way, I don't even really want this other gear, but I'll hang on to it for a minute just for now. Let's go ahead and now open up our level 150 weapons pack. Now, I'm going to make a separate video for you guys talking about legendary weapons. All right. So I'm going to open it here. All right. So whoop, there we go. We get a couple offhand weapons, which is great. It's cool. By the way, these are all bound to account, the level up gear. So when you're done, you get better gear. I kind of recommend you drop these in your shared storage. And if you bring another character up regular leveling and you get him to 150, you could put this level up gear on him temporarily as you get his gear. So if he's a medium armor class, let's say I met a burglar, right? I just think it's probably good to keep if you have room in your inventory and your shared storage. So now I want to put on a side weapon. All right. So for the side weapon, I'm going to use an axe just because dwarves get a little bonus damage to axes, even though it doesn't really matter with the range. But for me, I'm going to use it anyway. So I'm going to drop that there. Boop. There we go. We got our new battle axe. Our stats are looking very nice. And now we have 4 boxes. All right. That pop up. You need to now think about at this point, when you've leveled up your character, all right, with a Valor boost, you have all your gear, because they automatically give it to you, all right? And now you need to think about your virtues and your legendary items. Legendary items are extremely important. They're like 30 to 35% of your stats. It's what I would estimate with some things. And even more so when it comes to your skills and actually doing damage. So it's very important to do your legendary items. I'm going to have a separate video that'll come out real quick after this one, within a few days. And I will do an entire new updated legendary video doing his legendaries on this hunter. I think that's relevant at this time because my other ones, you know, they still are all good, but I think I can make them better. So basically, we also get we get the ultimate level 150 level up tracers. Okay, this will give us tracers for our legendary. I will explain those in the legendary video. Ultimate level 150 class tracers. Again, something to do with the legendary item box and the legendary item box. These will give us our two legendaries choices. So we can choose for a hunter, it's a weapon, hand weapon, and a bow or a crossbow, which are your main two things. Okay, that's what hunters use. And with that, we also have the ultimate level 150 virtue pack. We are going to open that right now. And this is the next thing you really need to think about. A lot of people that are newer players don't think about this. So first, open your trait panel. You can click the little Gandalf icon down there in the bottom left, or you can go over here and click J. J will open this panel too. You have this panel. I have a guide video on this, but this is your whatever tree you want to trait into. Hunters have 3 different trees: yellow, red, and blue. Red is more of their solo hard damage, but we're not going to go into details on this because it'll confuse you. But my point is, make sure to put your points in if you leveled up, because you will be weaker if you don't. Then go down to this bottom tab on here with the little eagle face. All right, bring that bottom tab up. Let me go ahead and close these so we don't confuse everybody. And then these are your virtues. All right. Now, I will probably make a video for you guys pretty soon on the best virtues for every class. It's probably a really good video to make, so I will think about it soon. But right now, I'm already pretty happy with the virtues I have for this character. So I've got Valar on him because he's a hunter. Basically, you want agility, crit, physical damage, and then you maybe want some mitigations. And all of these I've chosen Zeal. They all kind of have those options. But basically, you do want to try to have the ones at least slotted leveled up pretty high. All right, and that's where this 150 ultimate comes in. So I'm going to right-click this. It's going to open it up, and we're going to get these two things. These will give you a ton of virtue experience. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the one I want to be earning. So let's go over to Valor. Yes, finesse is the one I want, so I'm going to do Valor. And then I'm just going to right-click. One of these is 70,000, the other one is 20. I'll do a 70,000. It maxed it out, and then if you notice, it immediately put the rest into the termination. So if you're someone that's worried, you're like, oh no, is it going to waste it? The only way it would waste the virtue experience is if you had one virtue left that wasn't maxed, and then you maxed it, and that virtue experience would disappear in the ether. Otherwise, it will always go to whichever one is in the next line, or it'll just pick a random one if you have all the ones in your line that are selected max. Is that... Everyone follow? You can leave a comment if you're confused. I do have a video on this as well. Another opposite. But basically, again, I want to be... So I'm going to click Wit, left-click Wit. I want to be earning Wit now, and I'm going to go ahead and right-click. And if you notice, it'll probably put the other points in the termination. And it did. It finished Wit, it finished Determination, and then it put some extra points into Confidence. All right? I'm confident about this. Ha! So now I'm going to just put some regular 20, and if you notice, our stats are definitely going up. Now, none of these increase our vitality, but you can see our crit and our physical mastery rating and stuff are all going up as I do this, because endgame virtues add quite a good chunk of stats. Pretty much one of these sometimes is as good as like an entire item, all right? So they are important. You want to do this, especially if they give you this virtue stuff. Now, another thing I want to let you guys know is the virtue Valor XP they give you are bound to account. So if you max out a character for some reason and you still have extras of these, you can put them in your shared storage and an alt can use them. You can start using an alt. And also another thing that sometimes people don't know about virtues is that when you hover the virtue, there's two different ones. One is the stats at the top and one says a passive bonus. The passive bonus works from every single one. all the time. They're always working. All right? The top one only works if they're slotted in the top 5. Okay? It's good information to know. I think most people should know this. But that's why I'm here teaching. All right, so let's go ahead and finish up Zeal here. All right, and boom. So now I have all 5 of my main ones on my bar maxed out, which makes me very happy. Now, this is my main character, so what I'll do is I'll probably put these virtues into the other ones so I can start getting the passives. But if you wanted to, I guess the term is mid-max, and you have other characters that you would also like to get up that are almost level 150, you could save the rest of these virtue experiences and just do your main 5 that you're using on those. Sometimes you trade between them, though, depending on the raid. If you really have to, like, for example, Tolerance gives you a very high mitigation score when you level it up. You can see if I level it up just a bit, it starts going way up. Really, it drastically increases. So by the time it's max level, 94 is the highest you can go with virtues at level 150. It gives you like 8,000 extra tactical mitigation and physical mitigation, and like 1,800 resistance or 1,500 or something crazy like that, which is a lot. That's like more than most items would give you, like one single item. So it's like 2 items. So sometimes people will switch to that just so they're a little bit tankier inside an instance. That's really, really hard. But again, I could level this up just to have that extra morale. See how it says 25 morale at the bottom? So let me go ahead and just put another thing in there. Oh, look, now it's giving me 239 morale, and you can see that's way up on it. Go a few more times. Now it's giving me 500 morale, and you can see it there in the top left that my morale is slowly going up. Just so you know, that passive really is working. You can see my morale over there in the top left actually going up. And then there we go. That's maxed out, and you've noticed it put the rest in the fidelity because there wasn't any more on my list. There you go. All right. And you can see look at that. 8,000 tactical mastery rating, and it's giving me 1,220 passive health. I don't even have it slotted. So I don't get the top one, but I do get the passive bonus. But I can switch one of these out and have a bunch of extra tactical mitigation down here at the bottom. All right, see, I only have 42. If I wanted to get rid of Zeal and put this one in, boom, now I have 51 with my stat. All right, again, if you're newer, don't worry about the stats too much right now, but you do want to at least level up your 5 main virtues you're using. You will want to think about some things, though, with which virtues you're leveling. I wouldn't just randomly level these virtues. Do a little bit of studying beforehand. Again, the ones I have here are decent for a damage hunter, because you'll notice it has a lot of critical mastery, finesse, and physical mastery, which does your physical damage. So that's why I chose all these for my hunter, just flat out crazy damage. But that's something you could do studying, or go watch my video on what traits I recommend for that class. All right. So anyway, with that, also don't forget your racial bonus. There are some bonuses. Dwarves get 2 pretty good ones for endgame. 5% bonus to axe damage is good, especially for melee dwarves. And also if you use a shield, hunters don't use a shield, so this one is useless. I don't use it. But if you are using a shield tanking like a guardian dwarf or captain dwarf or any kind of person that's tanking with a shield, as a dwarf, having an extra 8,000 block rating almost is pretty nice. So keep that one in mind. Also, you could always do the 5% increased damage from, fellowship maneuvers. They've gotten upgraded now, so that's a great one to pick. The Dwarven Endurance buff is great. Gives a bunch of vitality to everyone for 10 minutes for something. And I like the Fate one. Fate is a pretty useless stat right now, but hey, if you got an extra slot on your racial ability, 1,000 Fate gives you quite a bit more power. If you notice I have 9,000 power, if I unslot that, you notice I only have 8,000 power. So, I mean, hey, it's a good chunk of extra power there for me to battle with, okay? So anyway, that is about it I want to cover for this one. My dwarf here is ready for combat. He is going to go be doing some delvings with my other characters, since he's my alt account. They can play together. But yeah, that is about it, what I wanted to show you for the level up here, the Valor boost. If you did Valor boost by mistake, I am so sorry that happened. That does happen. I have had several Kinship members and friends that I know who've done that by mistake. It's totally reasonable. Everybody has done things like that. It's very common to just click something in your inventory. Oh, what's this? But I do highly recommend that you always hover something and read what it does. And also, don't do things when you're tired. okay? Especially like legendary items or even setting up these virtues. Just if you're tired, do it the next day, because making a mistake is so frustrating for yourself later. You're like, oh, you learn something later. You're like, oh man, I should have studied and found that out, you know, kind of thing. I shouldn't have used it on that, because these are awesome. These extra virtue points. Virtues are hard to level up. So this Valor boost virtue experience is insane. They give you some virtue experience with a lot of times with the supporter packs, but it's not even close to how much they give you in the Valor boosts. Okay, they come with expansions. And if you want to know where you get the Valor boost, these two I bought with getting the newest expansion with the Legacy of Morgoth for the level 150. If you get the really, really good one, which is like $120 US, it gives you both 150 boosts. One is the ultimate, one is the regular. And if you get just the better one, which is like 70, 80, I don't remember, it has good stuff. It gives you one Valor boost. I definitely think if you want to level up another character quickly, to have another class to play in game, it's worth it. I think it's worth it. It's worth your time. But please, 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 level up one character first. They'll thank me later. It's so nice to be able to level up one character first without doing something like a Valor boost. But hopefully this video helped you guys out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to warn you about or tell you about. I think that's about it. Pretty much when you do your Valor boost, use your gear it gives you. Go in and make sure you put your points in your traits, whatever trait tree you're using, and then make sure you choose the right virtues. Again, you can go watch my video. I'll make a video on it describing how to know which is the best virtue for your class. And it might already be out. And then go ahead and make sure you at least max the ones you have slotted. You could try to max them all for the passive bonuses, but you can do that over time anyway. But hey, if you only play one character, why save these for an alt? Just get the other ones maxed too. Have all the passive bonuses. That's up to you. But for me, I'm going to hold on to these a little bit longer and decide if I want to put these on an alt later. Because it's a lot of virtue experience. I can immediately get one more person to max of their 5, right? So anyway, keep that all in mind. That's pretty much it. You got your gear. The next thing to think about would be your legendary item. That's the big one. That's a decent amount of work, especially when you just got up. But I'm going to make an entire dedicated video to that coming out very soon, because it's a very complex subject, and that alone will be longer than this video was. Because I just want to make sure you guys know about it really well. But I'll do it as quick as smooth as I can in the legendary item video. Oh, I gotta add this on. Also in your mail, when I leveled up, I got this. It's a Zircon. It's so you can start doing delvings. Go to the skirmish camp, talk to the guy that gives you a quest to start it up for delvings. And also, if you've never done skirmishes, you need to go talk to the guy and do the skirmish quest to get your skirmishes going. We also have a quest item here for Incarn Doom that gets you going with some cool stuff and a couple other things. And again, Heraldry to the King. Basically, you've been invited to do blah, 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 blah. This one might actually be from the other thing, but something else. But just keep that in mind. Zircon as well. All right, guys. See you in the next one. You actually just right-click the quest item once you take it out of the mail, and then it'll say accept quest, and it'll guide you over there as well. So hopefully you'll be over there, and I'll see you over there. Have a great day in Middle-earth. Again, I'll link it popping up over there, the legendary item video, on that side right now. Thanks to my wonderful Patreon supporters, Reb and Elraandor, and everybody else. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing. It's free. And I hope I made your day a little bit better. And again, subscribe buttons there. Have a good one, my friends. Stay happy. Baruch Hazad Kuzad, I bid you. And I'm at your service and your families. I'll see you in the next one. See you over in the legendary video. Probably be up there. And probably LOTRO Tales over there with voiceovers. Stay happy.